Hello everybody, this is SmokesMC here, back with another tech tutorial this time. It's been quite a while. My last one was pretty popular and I decided to do another tech tutorial today here on my Windows PC. And this one is how to make a Minecraft Bukkit server very easily in about 15 minutes. So bear with me and I will teach you how to make your very own server and make it really good. Okay, so here's how to make a Minecraft Bukkit server. First, you need to download a pre-made server. So, if you don't want to actually go through the very painful process of making your server from scratch, you can get a server template, or a pre-made server, like this one right here. This right here is a pre-made server, and you can get such things from other YouTube channels, so I have a link in the description below for a video I found that in the description of that video has a very good server template. It is made by Xsplayed. I do give credit to him, so you can go ahead and click on the link in my description, and it'll take you to the download for that pre-made server from his video. Once you download his pre-made server, we have to go to the next step of the process. We have to go to this very beautiful website called portforward.com. So, I'll give you a little bit of background with this. You need to forward your port to allow other people that are not on your own local network to access your server. So, to start forwarding a port, you need to go into portforward.com, which is right here. So, this is going to be the starting page of portforward.com. The external IP, which is all the way up here. Now, there's supposed to be an actual number here. It's going to tell you your external IP. I removed it for privacy, obviously. But you guys have to note down this number that you will see right here on the top right corner of the page. Once you've noted down the external IP, you need to go to the router guides. Right here, go down to the routers and go to port forwarding guides. It'll end up taking you to this page. So it'll say open ports on your router. Okay, you can stop right here for now because we need to do another step of the process first. So, subtract. Actually, no, wait. Get back here. So, when you go back to the starting page, you just need to click on this. Port forwarding can be easy. Download network utilities today. Get it now. So, just click on that. It'll take you into another page, and then it'll allow you to download Port Forward Network Utilities. It's an app. And once you download it, once you go through the download wizard, that should all be elementary, just going through the steps in the process. Once it fully downloads, it should pop up on your desktop right here, Port Forward Network Utilities. You're going to open it, wait for it to open, and when it does pop up, you're going to have to do some steps here. When it does pop up, this will be very confusing. You're like, I don't have an email, I don't have a registration code. Just click on trial on the bottom left. Yes, we know that a few features will not work, but the trial version is definitely enough for what we have to do here. We need to click static IP address. Say yes. Alright, so basically what you need to do is first change your IP address to a static IP and not a dynamic IP. This is a very important step because otherwise your server will continuously keep having different IP addresses and it's going to be super annoying to keep telling everyone to keep switching and to switch yourself. So keeping your IP address at static makes sure that the IP doesn't randomly just keep switching and jeopardizing your server. So how to do it? This is super easy. All you need to do is click make it static. Over here, it'll do a network scan. It'll tell you your current IP and it'll tell you the recommended IP. Now take note of this recommended IP address, which is right now 192.168.1.150. It may not be the same number for you guys, but there's a chance it will. Just write down this number. Just write it down. Just keep track of it somewhere, somehow. Use all the recommended values. Recommended value, recommended, and recommended. Just use the recommended values. You don't need to do anything special. Click apply. Click apply changes. And just click enter. And bam. It automatically sets it to static. It's a very simple process. So once you've set it to static, you hopefully have this thing, this number right here, copied, known to you. Then you have to go back into Port Forward Network Utilities. Okay, so once you're in Router Guides, which is, by the way, I'm going to expand this window. Okay, so you have to go to Port Forwarding Guides. Going here to Guides for Port Forwarding, you have to come down and select your router. So I'm going to use my router as an example for this, though there are many router types. These are all router companies, so you first need to choose your router company, the company that manufactured the router. Mine would be Netgear, or is it is right here, Netgear. Once I get into Netgear, it'll ask port forward and that your router, and you need to find your actual router model. Now, if the router model, you don't exactly know it for sure, you can use something similar. It probably won't be such a difference. However, it's always best to try and find your actual router model. Now, I don't know my exact router model. It's okay. I know it's one of the Nighthawks, so I'll do Nighthawk R7000 and come to this page. Let me go to the top of this page. This is an extremely important page. You need to log into your router for this. Hopefully, if you change the login and password to access your router control, you remember it, and you can enter that login and password later. Okay, so that's settled. You need to add in your login and password. Yeah. Okay, so, however, there's also a default login and password. That's all given on this page. It's an extremely important page. It has all the information you need. It'll walk you through the steps in forwarding your port. So, it starts with the static IP address, which we already did. Then you need to find the address bar. You need to put in your router's default gateway. All of this is going to be explained in here. So you just need to read through this, get into your actual router setup page. Then from here you need to access the port forwarding part of your router, get through the whole process, and then at this part, step 4, it'll ask you what you want. You have to go into application and select Minecraft Server Personal Computer. There's a lot of choices. Just select Minecraft Server Personal Computer, and you need to enter that static IP address that we set up earlier in the IP address bar. Then down below it'll tell you exactly how you set up everything. So there's absolutely no worry. Once you're on this page, you will know exactly how everything works. So once you're done, you click apply, save your changes, and your port should be open. That's very, very important. Okay, next step. Let's go back and head back to the server file. So here's my pre-made server template. Now I've actually made this into a server already, but we'll use this for the sake of our video. What we need to do next is go into the server file. So there's a file called server. It has all the server properties, and this is very, very important. Now, all the way down here, server IP. You need to enter your proper IP. The one that you copied earlier, the static IP that you set, you need to enter that into the server IP thing. It's blank. It's usually blank. And you need to enter the IP. 192.168.1.150. It's better if you remember it, but of course you can also just copy and paste it. Very simple. Put that in, and then click File and Save. Though you might want to change a few other settings in here too, of course, obviously. Change, and then if you click Run, double tap Run, your server should start working, like so. It'll pop up a server console window. It'll say server will start in 15 seconds. It might not say error. It doesn't matter. Once the server starts up, you have to access your server not through the internal IP, but through the external IP that you saw on portforward.com. So let's go back here and show that. On the top right, there's something called external IP. I'm not showing mine, but yeah, you have to see your external IP right there, copy it, and you have to tell all your friends or whoever you're gonna make use your server. Whoever wants to join your server has to put in the external IP in Minecraft to access your server. Very, very, very simple. Agreed? Okay, good. That's basically it. Right here we have our server done. Once it says while checking for updates, no new version available, it should be done, which means our server is currently on and is accessible by people using the external IP. That's it, guys. Also, I'll show you some basic server things you can do here. So this server file, you can modify a lot of things on your server, a lot of preferences you have. A little bit further up, you know, this thing called world. You can change the world that your server is running, so you can set up maps or anything else you want. Go ahead and check better videos about that stuff if you want to. In the plugins folder, you can drop any extra plugins you have for your server, because that's the whole point. You're downloading a Bukkit server and not like a normal server. So that's why the plugins folder is very, very important. So that basically wraps it up for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and peace out.